Home where the heart is. In heaven, it's all love. Follow your heartbeat. As below, so above. The Father been right here. Big Mama and the Son. When can we go back home? Or when will thy kingdom come? Home where the heart is. In heaven, it's all love. Follow your heartbeat. As below, so above. The Father been right here. Big Mama and the Son. When can we go back home? Or when will thy kingdom come? It's a spiritual war. Lyrically spar with the beat. I'm so up here mentally, I beg you pardon my speech. Can't see the pain in my eyes, upside down frown on my face. Wonder how I do it, let me introduce you to grace. See, God's gift is eternal, I'm a part of the whole. Got me pouring out my soul from a heart made of gold. Mother Earth is a school, Father Time on my side. Use my mind as a tool, I'm trying to remember why I even came here in the first place. My birthday, my birthplace. Out of space to this Air Force base, no longer safe, but my light never left me. See it on my G-baby's face. She asked, when can we go back home? I don't know what to say, but baby, home where the heart is. In heaven, it's all love. Follow your heartbeat. As below, so above. The Father been right here. Big Mama and the Son. When can we go back home? Or when will thy kingdom come? Home where the heart is. In heaven, it's all love. Follow your heartbeat. As below, so above. The Father been right here. Big Mama and the Son. When can we go back home? Talking to Mother Universe, she say, baby, what's wrong? I keep losing all my angels, karma won't leave me alone. She say my future, my past, and say my present a secret. I don't know if I made a deal with the devil, but she promised to keep it. See my life full of lessons learned. Look on the bright side, reaching deep in my soul, aware of a righteous eye. Yeah, I'm responsible. I got too comfortable. Forgot where I came from. Forgot what I come for. They say I must be crazy thinking I'ma say these babies and old ladies. I know you heard me. Why you trying to Kanye me? Feel like I don't belong here. These songs in the wrong ear. I can't go back home because I always been right here. Home where the heart is. In heaven, it's all love. Follow your heartbeat. As below, so above. The Father been right here. Big Mama and the Son. When can we go back home? Or when will thy kingdom come? Home where the heart is. In heaven, it's all love. Follow your heartbeat. As below, so above. The Father been right here. Big Mama and the Son. When can we go back home? Or when will thy kingdom come? Yes, yes, yes. Home is where the heart is. That's how we bring heaven back to earth. You know, but first you have to kind of keep everything to yourself. Everything about you, everything about the new you, who you are trying to become. You kind of have to keep it to yourself because sometimes your own people, your own family, your own loved ones, the people you love the most, they don't have as much love in them because their heart is not as big. You know what I'm saying? Some people have a little heart. Some people have a little bitty heart. And that's all the love that they have to give you. Like, you can't blame them for their little heart. And you can't blame them for the amount of love that they can give you because not everybody has the capacity that you have as a chosen one, a spiritual being who is operating out a space of love for God. And you have a space of love for everything. When you love God, you love yourself, and you have to love everything around you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. But you can use your discernment and see where the love is and where the love ain't. And you don't have to even bother with giving that any energy or giving them any energy. Man, let me tell you about Jesus being hated on just like that. I told you they said that he was losing his mind. Let me show you. It says, let's see. Yes, there it is. The Spirit led me. We still on Mary. We still on these Marys. And this is still the Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene, because by now she is a disciple. Now, Whew. Man, I kind of almost want to go back and give the backstory of the apostles. Okay, yes. So I wanted to go to Mark 3rd chapter, verse 20, but I'm going to go all the way back to the 3rd chapter, verse 13. And this is basically Mark introducing the 12 disciples, he included. Okay, again, this is Mark 3rd chapter, verse 13. And he went up on the mountain and called to him those he himself wanted, and they came to him. Then he appointed 12 that they might be with him, and that he might send them out to preach, and to have power to heal sickness and to cast out demons. And that's what you do. You become a student and then you become a teacher. So he was a master student who became the master teacher, teaching master students to be master teachers. Simon, to whom he gave the name Peter. So yes, so Simon, he changed Simon's name to Peter. Y'all know Peter was the other person that walked on the water with him, right? Even if he walked on it for 3 steps, Peter still walked on that water too. James, the son of Zebedee, and John, the brother of James, to whom he gave the name Boanerges. That is son of thunder, sons of thunder. Andrew, Philip, Bartholomew, Matthew, Thomas, James, the son of Alphaeus, Thaddeus, Simon the Canaanite, and Judas Iscariot, who also betrayed him, and they went into a house. Now, verse 20 says, then the multitude came together again, so that they could not so much as eat bread. But when his own people heard about this, they went out to lay hold of him, for they said, he is out of his mind. And the scribes who came down from Jerusalem said, he has Beelzebub, and by the ruler of the demons he cast out demons. Beelzebub. Okay, let's continue. Okay, verse 23 says, so he called them to himself and said to them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? If a kingdom is divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house is divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan has risen up against himself and is divided, he cannot stand, but has an end. No one can enter a strong man's house and plunder his goods unless he first binds the strong man, and then he will plunder his house. The unpardonable sin comes right after that. So we're going to keep going until we get to 35, y'all. Assuredly, I say to you, all sins will be forgiven the sons of men, and whatever blasphemies they may utter. But he who blasphemes against the Holy Spirit never has forgiveness. Blasphemy is unforgivable, but is subject to eternal condemnation, because they said he has an unclean spirit. Jesus' mother and brothers sinned for him. Then his brothers and his mother came, and standing outside, they sent to him, calling him. And a multitude was sitting around him. And they said to him, look, your mother and your brothers are outside seeking you. But he answered them, saying, Who is my mother or my brothers? And he looked around in a circle of those who sat about him and said, Here are my mother and my brothers. For whoever does the will of God is my brother and my sister and mother. Man. Jesus basically had to disown his family and distance himself from his family because they were not following him and doing the work of God, the works of the Father, the Mother. You know what I'm saying? He was like, no, y'all people that are doing this, y'all are my mother, brothers, sisters. Y'all. You know what I'm saying? So anybody that is on a righteous path and you just want for everybody to do right, everybody to be good, everybody to be taken care of in the kingdom of God. If people are seeking the kingdom of God, yes, give it to them. Don't go out there trying to force nothing. Jesus was not forcing himself on anybody. He gave them the option to follow him. He did tell them that they were going to have to give up everything, give up all that stuff and follow me. Put down all of that stuff and follow me. And that's exactly what I have been going through, trying to get to where Jesus left off. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, that's the torch that I want to pick up. That's the fruit that I want to bear once I'm dead and gone. When Casper G die and they have a funeral for me, like I feel like I need to have a funeral and say, man, Casper G is dead right now. I can plan my own funeral right now because the old me is dead. I am not obligated to be the same person that I was 2-3 years ago. Why? Because, man, let me tell y'all about it. Okay, now this ain't about a female or nothing. This is just the spirit. The spirit. I've always felt like God shows me stuff before it's shown to me in my face. So I have to believe it before I see it. So for some people, seeing is believing. But I believe it when I see it in my mind, because if it's the right thing, Jesus is going to lead me the right way and everything going to be good. If it's the wrong thing, then, you know what I'm saying, I already know that some of these thoughts I can let just pass on through. Like, no, that ain't me. Yeah, look back at it and say, man, I know I ain't thinking like that. I know I'm not crazy. Y'all be trying to put these waves in our way to make us feel a certain way, think a certain way, speak a certain way, and act a certain way. Y'all want us to be violent, crazy, ignorant, when no, we are linked to the Most High. It doesn't matter, black, white, Mexican, no. Melanin is real. And melanin is power. But you have to believe in a higher power, the Most High. You have to believe in the highest power, the highest power. What did we say it was? The 12th power, the 12th dimension. That's the highest. Nobody up there with them. Nobody at the 12th. That's the highest. That's the highest. The highest power, the Most High. Now I was gonna, read about the Marys that were at, like Lazarus' sister, her name was Mary. There was a Mary that came and washed Jesus's feet when he went to go and talk to the rulers of, was it the Roman Empire? When Jesus went to talk to the rulers of the Roman Empire, didn't nobody acknowledge him but this woman, Mary. She came and washed his feet, and he was like, now, see, this is how you greet somebody like me. You know what I'm saying? And you turn around and wash her feet, right? So I can go into that. I can even talk about the Marys that were at the tomb when Jesus was resurrected. You know what I'm saying? But I really want to talk about how even in that hour, even when it was too much for them to even believe and follow Jesus, they didn't even believe. Even when he died, he had to actually come back and show them, yes, I'm resurrected. You see that, no, I couldn't take the form of the body again. I'm here in spirit. You can see my spirit, and you can see me ascend to heaven. And the ascension process is you just raising your vibration out of this 3D, this third dimension. Like he had to let go of that third dimensional body and the spirit that is within him. Like I say, I'm operating out of the sixth dimension. That spirit that is in us is in heaven, home where the heart is. Wherever your heart is, that's where you are. And my heart is operating out of love, and in heaven is all love. Heaven is all love. Yes, man, I really do want to, you know what I'm saying, keep going. But let me give you a little break in the action and tell you that, man, I really didn't get a chance to start my spiritual journey like this until I had like a near-death experience. It's like I felt like I had died. I felt like I almost died. And I woke up and I was like, man, I got to get on it. It happened in 2021. So 2020, I come back home and I'm doing music. You know, I'm just sending music out to people. Like this girl contacts me and say, hey, man, I love your music. I need you to write a song for me. I wrote her a song. You know, I recorded me singing it because I needed her to say it like this. And then I sent her the words to it. You know what I'm saying? If you need to make any changes to these words, you make those changes, but still say it like this and do it like this. I'm not changing nothing that I wrote. You can just take this, and this is just a skeleton of a song. You know what I'm saying? You got to put that meat on it. You know what I'm saying? With your feeling and with your, you know what I'm saying, your truth. There was another girl. Well, it was two girls. I sent them this one kind of like slow jam, love song, heartbroken song. I called it, I decided to love me first. You know what I'm saying? Love Me First is the name of it. Love Me First. Bought the beat. Wrote the song. I didn't sing the song. I just spoke the song. You know what I'm saying? I didn't, put any kind of feelings in it. I just spoke the song. Okay, this is what I want you to say, and this is where I want you to say it. You got to put some feeling behind it. So I sent that song to two different women. One of the women was like, okay, that's not how I write songs, but if you want to go to the studio, I can show you how I get down. You know what I'm saying? She was pretty much on her music just comes straight from the heart, straight from the head. And we get in the studio, and like our first song was like magic. It was like, you know what I'm saying? Like it came straight from God. Like, man, that was when I knew that this kind of music is where I needed to be in my career. You know what I'm saying? Like 40 some years old. What I will say about these artists, they are mainly writing about stuff that happened when they were younger, when they were teens, when they were in their 20s. You know what I'm saying? They don't really talk about stuff that's going on right here, right now. They always go back to when they were young because they know that hip hop is a young man's game, a young man's energy. So you got to tell a young man's story and even be young looking, young acting, playful, you know what I'm saying? Just, not too professional at all. It's a young man's game. So, I'm kind of trying to step away from the young man's game and get to this teaching. I'm trying to just teach you my music, you know what I'm saying? And reach, I'm trying to teach you, reach you. And that's just what I've been on. You know what I'm saying? like I say, I'm not an ordained preacher by paperwork and certificates and, you know what I'm saying, in college. No, I'm ordained by God. God says, hey, man, I need you to do this and say this and look at this and look at that. And Mary, and God in me that reminded me that, yes, Jesus said that he would put his Holy Spirit in me. So God is in me. God is in you. You just got to hold on to that light and remember that you are the light. You are the light. There is no tunnel, the end of the tunnel, the light at the end of the tunnel. No, you be that light. And the tunnel ain't dark no more. The tunnel lit up with you. But to get back to my story, 2020 came and, you know, I'm doing this music with her, but by the end of 2020, I don't know what happened, but we kind of got disconnected. You know what I'm saying? I kind of got disconnected from her, and I kind of understand that it was because, you know, I didn't have the financial backing that she needed. Like, we was both on some, you know what I'm saying, homeless, nowhere to go type of stuff. I barely even had a vehicle back then. But like the next year, I ended up, you know, being straight. But I got separated from her. And I'm talking about, we had some great music, you know, but I kept doing music with other artists in 2021. You know what I'm saying? We have a festival for the neighborhood every July 3rd. I performed at the very first one with the people who were throwing it over it. The next year I performed with her. You know what I'm saying? So we were still connected, just not in that type of way. You know what I'm saying? I tell y'all about, you know what I'm saying, how I had to get these spirits off of me so I could grow. You know what I'm saying? Spirit of jealousy, spirit of feeling like I'm not enough type of stuff. I had to let all of that stuff go because, you know, it kind of wasn't meant for us to be right then. So with that said, you know, I just had to go ahead and go and do my thing. We ended up coming back together in another group by the end of 2021. Now, 2021, I'm talking about, I was doing the music that I wanted to do, but I'm dealing with people that, you know what I'm saying, want total control to where, you know, they don't want to pay you what it's worth to them, but they want you to operate like you only doing this and you're only with them when, you know, no, I got to make the money that says that I'm with you. Like you want to, you know, give me 50 grand, then yeah, I'll say that I'm strictly with you. But no, other than that, man, I'm a boss myself. We bosses coming together to be bosses together, get this bag and, you know, come up. So I get with the group and yeah, we all bosses, but you kind of realize that, you know, everybody don't believe what you believe and everybody not going to see it how you see it. They don't even understand what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? You know, how previous episodes I was telling you got to chop down that steak to baby food because, you know, people not really ready for what you got to say just yet. People not ready for it, but I got to give it to them. God said I got to give it to the people. However, I get the message out, and the music was how I got the message out. So, you know what I'm saying? We doing it, but keep in mind that we some 30s and 40-year-olds that's still trying to hang on to this music. And, you know, like I was saying, hip hop is a young man's game. So anything I'm talking about in hip hop that ain't about God, it's going to be about something that I was doing when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to talk about, you know, hanging with certain people and doing certain things that, you know, I ain't had no business doing. And by the grace of God, I survived that kind of stuff. But, you know, you got people that don't see it how you see it. They don't believe what you believe because, You're not ordained to preach to nobody. You can't just be throwing the Bible around at me, because these Bible thumpers, they only see it one way. You know what I'm saying? How they seen it or how it was explained to them when they were 18 is how they still explaining it at 81 years old. Like every year we go into the church and it's the same 50 scriptures. You know, we got 52 weeks in a year, but it's going to be the same 50 scriptures. They just start them over. They only want you to be going from certain parts of the Bible. And that is like, you know, that starts way at the top. Everything starts from the top down. You think these people just go in church and just say whatever they want to say? No, they have to go with the script. They have a script that they can only tell you so much. So you asking them questions about stuff is you being of the devil. You can't question the Bible. You can't question God. I'm not questioning it. I'm questioning you. I'm not questioning God. I'm not questioning the Bible. I'm questioning you, because I'm reading the same thing. And this is what I got out of it. That yes, Jesus was betrayed by his own people, the people that he called family. Even his disciples, Judas was his disciple and ended up turning on him. He told him the night before at the Last Supper, you will deny me 3 times in front of these people. You're going to go and tell them, oh yeah, that's him. He the one. He the one. But to get back to my story, you know, it's 2021. We doing music. And let's say we getting ready to have a show. Like this is like a big show right here in the neighborhood. And we invite one of the biggest artists in Dallas-Fort Worth area. We invite one of the biggest artists in the area. And so we looking at it like, okay, if I have so many fans right around here, you have so many fans around here, she has so many fans right around here, and this dude right here got fans all over the whole little metroplex, we ought to have a nice show. Now, it was a nice show, but we didn't make any money off of it. And now, after the show, we get back to the spot and only the music equipment is gone. You know what I'm saying? Only the music equipment is gone. Now, me being me, I'm just running in my head, okay, now who could this have been? And as I'm running down my list, the first person on this man's list, whose house it was, the first person on his list was me and my son. Me and my son. And you know what I'm saying? I left it at that, you know, left the whole thing behind, because like, if you believe that, you don't believe nothing that I've been saying this whole time that we've been together, that we've been doing this. If you believe that without even asking me, then you don't believe nothing that I've been saying over these last 6 months just working with you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I had to basically distance myself from it. Now, that wasn't where the near-death experience came from. It actually happened like a week later. Okay, now we go and we do this show in December. Like I dropped the album, he dropped the album. My son dropped the album that year, 2021. My son dropped his album in May. I was dropping the album by November, December, by his birthday, December. I was dropping my album by December. He dropped his album in May. On my dad's birthday, I dropped my album, Flight Delay, on his birthday. You know what I'm saying? Around his birthday. I want to say it was, it might have been even 12/12/21. But I dropped the album, and before that, I look in my DMs on Facebook, and it was this girl who had contacted my cousin saying that somebody had checked into the hospital claiming to be me. Now, mind you, in 2019, my father died. By 2020, I was getting a letter from the military saying that my father had left me an inheritance. All I had to do was sign for it and the process get started. That was 2020. 2020, I got the message that I had an inheritance coming. You know, I don't know if it was, I don't know how much it was. I just knew it was going to be enough for me to come here and start my life over and still have enough to, you know what I'm saying, do whatever I needed to do, to stick around here for a few years and move wherever I needed to move to get my businesses going. Because that's all I've been doing, is trying to get my businesses off the ground since 2020. So 2021 comes. I'm halfway through 2021. It had to be around July after my performance. Somebody had checked into the hospital under my name and birthday. But, you know, this dude here, damn near twice my age. He at least looked twice my age. You know what I'm saying? He looked like he was in his 60s or something. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm constantly in contact with this lady. Like, hey, man, can you tell me anything? Can I come up there and meet him? Show him that I am the real, you know what I'm saying, person that he is claiming to be. I'm Marquise Kennedy. Right then, I knew that either my life was in danger or God was trying to tell me something. You know what I'm saying? God was either protecting me from something, or God was trying to warn me that, you know, it's going to be some trouble ahead. Some murky water's coming. But when I got that text message, it was like somebody was in the hospital with my name and address and birthday. Now, me being me, I don't know if, you know what I'm saying, if he had some kind of supernatural or spiritual something to where my name and birthday come in his head. And, you know, that's what I'm thinking. And, you know, it's like, I know that people been trying to kill me for what I say and what I've been saying. So, you know, this could be that he may have been sent and he was supposed to be looking for me. That's what I was thinking too. Like, dang, was he supposed to be coming looking for me? Did somebody give him my name and give him a picture of me? Give him my birthday so he'll know exactly who I am and where I am? Is this what's happening, or did this man just wake up and think that he was me? I couldn't put it all together, but this is 2021. About a month later, well, a few months later, I needed to go to the hospital. Okay, so after the performance, you know, I get into it with old boy. So yes, my heart is heavy. Yes, I'm still single, just got over my girl. Like, so my heart is super heavy. And the last straw for me was, you know, me, I had been telling my family that, oh man, that don't worry about that pandemic. Don't worry about getting those shots. Y'all gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? And shit, at the end of 2021, my family was having, let's do the test. We're gonna take the test. And after the test, everybody ended up sick. And I was trying to tell them that it's on these sticks that y'all are pushing up people's noses. Whatever this is already on these sticks that they trying to push up people's noses. You get sick. You don't go in there sick. You get sick after you take this test. So after the test, half the people at the party sending text messages and stuff. So this is just hurting my heart that y'all even would believe that this is just coming out of nowhere and y'all got sick. So yes, my heart was hurting that day. And not to mention, I had a neighbor that was, you know, I don't know what this, I think he said that this guy was ordained and And this guy was doing something with the water, you know what I'm saying? Trying to remove evil spirits out of you with the water. And, you know, I didn't believe in that stuff, but, you know, I kind of understood what was going on. It's like, okay, y'all ain't believing me. Y'all ain't listening to nothing I'm saying. So I need to get away from y'all and get around people that are listening to what I have to say, because I can't give you nothing but the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me, God. So all of that weighing on my heart, you know what I'm saying? And being dehydrated at the same time, like I needed some water. Like I can remember the day that I felt my heart just break. This was the day after they had taken the test. So it's already a week after we had already did the show, fell out behind that. Dude had checked into the hospital under my name, and people are actually coming through trying to kill me, to the point where it just got to be too much. And my mind, it just couldn't take it. I thought I was losing my mind, but I knew I wasn't. I knew that someone was trying to spiritually attack me. And as I said in previous episodes, God will allow it if you allow it. God will allow it if you allow it. God don't allow it if you don't allow it. Like if you say, no, Jesus ain't gonna allow it. If you say, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus, God won't allow nothing to happen to you. And I wasn't operating out of that space at the time. You know what I'm saying? I was in disbelief that nobody was listening to nothing I was saying. It's like, man, I need to go and be around some real believers. And, you know, as I was walking out of the yard, I was trying to get to my mama's yard. I'm walking out of it, like I locked the door. I walked down the stairs and I can feel it. It's like, man, I'm about to pass out. I need to go get me some water. So I walked down the pavement going to get me some water, and I felt it coming. I stepped over in the grass and just went on and passed out. Just let myself fall. Like I had to just let it go. Boom, I hit the ground. They picked me up. And that was when I felt it in my heart. Boom. I was like, oh. I didn't say, oh. In my head, I said, oh. But I fell to my knees again, and I just sat there for about 3 seconds. My kinfolk had to touch me, and I looked up at him and I smiled and like, yeah, that's the end of that. And from then on, I just prayed for a new heart. I prayed for a new heart, and you know what I'm saying? I've just been working on my new heart ever since. The last 2 years, I've just been working on my new heart. Thanking God for that revelation. I see that they believe me, but they don't really believe. So, you know what I'm saying? That's the same thing Jesus was going through. They believed him, but they didn't really believe all the way up until his death. They didn't believe it. They didn't even believe that he had resurrected. They looking in the tomb, trying to see what it is. The Marys came and told them what it was, and they still didn't believe it until they saw him themselves. I think I'm going to leave it right there. And we're going to be back. I thank God for the opportunity to be able to come and tell my story, because there is more to the story. Like I had to, like the guy that was under my name in the hospital, I was trying to tell the nurse, hey, I will come up there and talk to him and tell him that I am who he says that he is. And she was like, no, you're not even supposed to know that he is up here. I was just trying to call him to tell the family. Yes, I'm like family. if he say he is Kennedy and my last name is Kennedy, I should be able to come up there and say, yes, I'm his son. Even if I know it's a lie, Even if I know it's a lie, you should let me go and see him. And he might remember his own name. After playing that game for a day, the next day she sent me a text message say, oh, well, he say his name is such and such. I was like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. And to this day, I still don't know what that was. If that was a sign from God saying that I'm here to protect you because these people are actually trying to kill you, or if he was supposed to be the one to come and say something. I have a couple of more stories about, death and all of that, because even just a year ago, somebody died with my name trying to join the police force. You know what I'm saying? And that was the headline. Oh, Marquise Kennedy dies trying to become a police officer. All doing all this spiritual stuff that, you know what I'm saying? All I do is pray and meditate. I ain't on no, witchcraft, nothing. Y'all in the spirit trying to get people gone. And when it bounce off of me, it could go anywhere. So y'all gonna make it go to the next Marquise Kennedy. Y'all just killing any and everybody. I thank God for power. And I call all my power back. Until next time, people.